Pleasure to be here. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Tom Ginn today, and I actually met him in person in LA a couple of years ago. And hopefully some of you know him. He's been a businessman since 1983 on his own, not reporting to anybody, and that is a feat. He spent 36 years as an entrepreneur, business owner, sales manager, regional vice president in the financial services industry. This is very good. He knows how to take care of his money, right? He's had ups and downs, just like we all do in life, which of course taught him how to get through it and rise above all the circumstances, going into major self-awareness. And he is a certified thinking into results consultant, a facilitator working with the Proctor Gowler Institute. He's also completed the Financial Coach Master Series with Dave Ramsey Solutions. These are like recent things. He's done way more stuff. He'll tell us about it because he takes a straightforward approach to getting people unstuck. We've got a lot of unstuck people there, and we've got a lot of stuck people. We're here to help them and give new insights from Tom Ginn. He's debt-free and financially independent, and I want the whole world to be debt-free and financially independent. That's why we have these conversations, so we can see what nuggets will help you in the future. He's got a whole bunch of very cool professional degrees going back to one you wouldn't even think of. Associate degree in criminal law and police science, 1969. Labor contract negotiator for the Teamsters Union, Local 853, 1978 to 1983. Labor union attributor, fact finder, labor economics, contract negotiations, California real estate, mortgage license, Wisconsin real estate license, mortgage broker, consumer loans originator, insurance license, California and Wisconsin for life and disability. And the list goes on. Regional vice president, A.L. Williams, Premier Financial Services, general agent broker, a sole owner of several different businesses, including Legends Imagery Photography. I remember reading about that. I think that's when you go and do, when the kids, remember the kids, did you buy those packages when your son was in baseball and soccer and your girls were doing lacrosse? Get the package with the girls and the team. So fun. He did a lovely job there. The founder of the 180 Degree Financial Coaching, president and co-founder of the EDUCO Group, LLC. And with that, he had several other businesses. ASCEA, I don't know if any of you have done that, the big blue bottle Rendex to keep all your cells healthy. Be Connect and Q Streaming. It is so exciting to bring to the stage Mr. Tom Ginn. Tom, welcome, 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 welcome.
Good evening. Good evening. I tell you what, your energy is so infectious and smile is so awesome. So I just love being around your energy. So you're so positive and so energetic. So kudos to you. I'm honored to be on your program, and we'll just see where this journey of conversation goes tonight.
Yes, you already have Carrie Carter saying hello.
Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Matthew. Hi, Eric. Hi, Allison.
Hey, Eric. How you doing, bud?
Look at that. An all-around bad dude. Eric B. Flournoy. We know him from our Ken Walls Growing Live Academy. But we are going back to you, and we are talking about some exciting projects that you are doing now because you want to give back to the universe. The journey to giving. Why don't you tell us about the journey to giving? Because we all can be giving more and doing more to help our world, our immediate communities, the communities in our state, our United States of America, and the whole world.
Well, thank you. Yeah. The journey to giving. Everything I've ever done in my life has always been in an area where I can serve other people. But one of my big passions in life, the thing you write down, how do you want to end your life, what it was going to say on your tombstone or whatever the case may be, is he gave more. He just gave more. And, that means in time and in resources. I don't have what I call critical mass. I don't have any more time than anybody else. So my time is limited to be able to give to causes that I feel are important to serve. And then the number of things I'm really interested in, I don't have the critical mass in economics to be able to give meaningful capital resources, money, to help support those causes I believe in. Yeah, sure, I do give, or write a check for $2,500 or whatever the case may be for different causes, buy cookies from the Girl Scouts, all those types of things. But my whole passion was to how can I really make a difference to help an organization meet their economic needs. And that sort of led to where I am today with the circle of people that I know has sort of stimulated my growth, and it stimulated my vision and purpose in that. And I just want to always give credit to credit due. I wouldn't be live streaming. We would never have made the contacts with like Cynthia if we hadn't connected through the Grow Live Academy. Ken Walls. I give a lot of credit to Ken and the influence he's having on individuals such as myself personally. Live streaming is not an easy thing to do. Talking to a camera, not talking to you've got an audience, hopefully we have out there. So, but talking to that camera is a challenge, let me tell you. And Cynthia, you probably agree to that. But anyway, my passion is I'm in a position in my life now with some things that have come into my business horizon. I recognize I can accomplish to be able to give more and help organizations raise more money than they probably would ever be able to raise with their traditional fundraising activities, whether that be doing breakfast, pancake breakfast, selling cookies, car washes, the things that a lot of organizations do. A friend of mine is a director of fundraising for a Christian organization, and his job is to write grants, going after big money, asking people for a donation more than the $25 donate button on their website, but asking people to write that 6-digit, 7-digit check. That marketplace is very small. So my passion is really to help organizations get cash flow to very significant. We're talking 5- and 6-digit a month residual income. And I think I have a vehicle that's per month. We're not talking one-time contribution, a monthly contribution for sharing what a business that I was introduced to. And I would never have found about these opportunities if it wasn't for the Grow Live Academy. Sort of led one thing to another over time. So the circle what your net worth is based on the average of 5 people that you hang around with the most. So my circle has changed over the years in a big way. So tonight, you ask questions. I will tell you a little bit about my background. I live here in Wisconsin, about 40 miles west of Milwaukee, in a community named Oconomowoc. It's the only city in the United States that has 5 O's in it. Its historical note is it's where the Wizard of Oz was debuted. Oh. And every August they have a festival here in town. They shut the main street down. They put up a big TV screen. The families come down with their lawn chairs and they watch the Wizard of Oz downtown. And they got the Wizard of Oz character statues throughout town. So it's a big deal. We were the city. Oconomowoc was the city that debuted the Wizard of Oz. That's pretty cool, I think.
Very cool.
Yeah. So what brought me to Wisconsin, huh? My beautiful wife, Kathleen. She was born and raised in this community. And like I said, I was born and raised in California, the San Francisco Bay Area. My path was really, my dream in life when I was a kid was to be football, play and coach football. Mm-hmm. I was highly recruited on a national basis. And however, I got injured in my senior year. And when I got injured, there went all the scholarship opportunities. So my dream was a little bit dashed, broke my heart and broke my soul. Went down some paths that we won't get into tonight, but they are the darker side of life. But it was only through good quality people that recognized I still had more talent than my athletic ability.
Thank goodness.
And, I didn't see it myself. I didn't feel I was worthy of or smart enough. I have some challenges. I'm autodyslexia and ADHD. I've been diagnosed with those things. And those were struggles for me in school. So academically, I didn't think I was capable of going into the world using intellect for success. Well, come to find out, success has nothing to do with your knowledge. It's important to have knowledge. It goes deeper than that. So I was working like so many other people through my challenges at the dark side. I ended up going to work in the grocery industry for a company, the world's largest grocery chain, Safeway stores, in warehousing. So filling the orders, loading trucks, those type of things. And my passion was to.
So how old were you then?
Oh, gee, 22, 23.
And are you in California then?
Yeah, still living in California. This is pre-Wisconsin, many years ago.
Okay, thank you.
The early 70s. And through that, I became involved in the labor side. It was a shop steward, which led to them wanting me to run for a Teamster office for the local. So I got politically involved on that. But I was on the contract and negotiating team for the Teamsters. So I went to UC Berkeley and took labor economics and labor contract negotiation at UC Berkeley.
I'm so glad you're explaining that, because I was like, how does this fit into his world when I was reading all of the accomplishments of yours?
Well, because my heart is, what I came to find out is that I couldn't participate in what I call collaborative corruption. Big corporate, big Teamster, both have their own agenda, and they collaborated corruptively in ways that I won't get into today. So that didn't ever feel good in my heart. So I decided to leave. A friend of mine says, hey, listen, Tom, I ran across a company that's helping me financially. They're looking for people to get involved with the company as an agent. I think it'd be a good fit for you. So I was open. I was a little disheartened and frustrated where I was at with working in corporate world, if you want to call it that. And so I took a look at it, and I guess what happened?
What happened?
I found out all the people that were helping me financially were taking advantage of me. They were selling me the wrong stuff. So I became a crusader. I joined Art Williams in the early days of buy term insurance, and that's the difference. Common sense to financial freedom. And I became an agent and had an opportunity to build my own team through performance. I eventually became a vice president in the organization, had my own agency, for over 40 agents selling insurance of different types, term insurance, securities, mortgages, those type of things. And when Art Williams shifted the company over to Primerica, there was a lot of, anytime a big organization takes over another organization, things get crazy. So there's a defection. I defected and kept the same philosophies of teaching and my business practice. Went out and got my own agency of contracts with other companies and continued doing that. And I did that for nearly 21, 22 years, I think, if I did the math correctly.
As your own business?
As my own business, my own general agency, selling term insurance, securities, mutual funds, retirement plans, mortgage, debt consolidation, consumer education, all those type of things.
Do you still do any of that piece?
I still do some coaching on that through the Dave Ramsey platform, getting out of debt, staying out of debt. But so I became a crusader. I became angry that I recognized I was being sold a bill of goods that weren't going to deliver economically what I was told. So that's why I got involved in the industry, that crusading, wanted to make a difference. So that was my passion, to help people win financially. Because if I would have kept down that same path, I wouldn't be where I'm at today for many reasons. In that process, my director of sales, national director of sales, a gentleman named Rich Thawley, every Thursday, I sort of give this back, sort of tie things together. We were required to read Think and Grow Rich every Thursday at our leadership meeting. We had, yeah, I got the skinny thin one here. Is mine stained with coffee, sort of like Bob Proctor's. But anyway, we were required to read this, and every Thursday we had projects to do, write our notes or written, go through each one of the chapters, and we dive. And every Thursday we say, come on, Rich, we've done this before. Well, in that process of doing that, the first couple of reasons is I became the #1 district in the country out of 10,000 districts nationally.
Sweet.
And yeah, and I thought I thought it was all me. I do work hard. I'm persistent. I'm not a quitter. I get knocked down. That sort of comes from the football thing. You kick my butt once, but I'm gonna get back and get even with you. Watch out.
Mm.
So I was #1 in the company. And when Richard left, there was a big change in the company's organization with Citigroup and stuff taking over A.L. Williams. So some of the leadership left to do their own thing outside the A.L. Williams Citigroup. Richard Thawley started World Financial. And when he left and we stopped using this, I tell people that this stuff isn't woo-woo. If people will apply the principles, work it, be disciplined, your life will change. So this is my first introduction to personal development. I didn't realize it. It's a book, great, it's good information in there. Like so many people read a book, they put it down once, never study it, and don't apply it on a day-to-day basis. So when Richard left, I sort of dropped down to the middle of the pack, sort of average and ordinary in production and performance, and didn't understand why that was happening. It wasn't until 30 some years later when I was introduced to Bob Proctor that I recognized my paradigms, my belief systems about money and all the things that are associated around success weren't in place. My paradigms, my subconscious was controlling my worthiness, my capabilities, all that. So it wasn't until 1990. Let's see, I'm trying to think now. 2017, I was introduced to Bob Proctor. My wife and I both became certified consultants or coaches under Bob Proctor's Proctor Gallagher Institute. Became certified in that. Met Bob personally. Went to Toronto several times. Been in his home. He did some personal coaching with me. Made a big difference in my life. Ooh, coaching is so important. So I think anybody's listening to this, don't take coaching, personal development lightly, because it works when you apply it. The power of writing, the power of affirmations. If you can actually reprogram yourself. And I think, if you don't mind me saying my ism here, my Ginnism.
Go right for it.
We take a look around us, and everything that's around us is directly to this statement. The threads of our thoughts become the garments we wear.
I love
Glenn
that.
Morshower is the one that challenged us in a Grow Live meeting one night to come up with your own ism. And that's one I came up with. Because the threads of our thoughts will manifest them to everything around you, who you associate with, what books you read, your belief about money, anything that you have is the threads of your thoughts. And they do manifest them. Everything builds on top of it. So,
in case I didn't get it. There we go. Thank you, Eric. And then you can put by Thomas Ginn behind it. The threads of our thoughts become the garments we wear. I love that one, don't you?
Well, thank you. I'll trademark it like we were talking earlier, so protect it.
Definitely.
But anyway, it's only did I realize why I was succeeding at a subconscious level and why I was continue failing and stumbling was the subconscious belief system that was programmed into me, and didn't know why things were happening the way we were doing until I took a hold of personal development, that study of the inside, who you really are, how do you think, how did you come to those belief systems? So that when I got associated with the PGI, it changed my whole perspective of what big is. More money. Bob was a prosperity thinker. My beliefs about money was based on my parents grew up in the Depression era, so it was always a lack mentality. I grew up with that. People who have money, they're different, they're smarter, they're privileged, they inherited whatever, all crazy stuff, and didn't recognize I guarantee the Rockefellers have a different mindset. They communicate with their kids than a parent like I love my parents. They did a lot for me. I guarantee you, but their relationship to money was lack, and you're not worthy of.
And how did you overcome that?
Through Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor, when we met with Bob after I became a consultant, we had to go to Toronto from training, and we had time to sit with Bob. We had to come prepared with our business plan. So myself building a financial services company, prior to that, some other businesses, I understood how to put together a business plan. You know, I had it all down: mission, vision statements, marketing strategies. I had numbers, spreadsheets. I had the whole thing. I could take it to a bank and say, here's my plan for my business, and I could get financing off of that. So, but when I met with Bob, and he was asking me questions.
Like what? What client?
What's the most money you've ever made? I mean, simple questions like that. And we're chatting back and forth. And he's going through, I got my 3-ring binder sitting right up here in my closet in my office here. And he's going through, it's all tabbed out, very professional, tabbed out, you know, titles and all that stuff. And he's going, Bob, if you know anything about Bob Proctor, he was an avid reader. He read thousands of books. He studied thousands of books. He just didn't read them, put them down. He actually studied the words. And he would spend maybe even weeks and months sometimes on one paragraph and things that he studied. But anyway, he's going through this. He's asking me questions. Mm-hmm. And suddenly he abruptly did this. He just sort of dropped my binder on his desk in front of me here. And he goes, Tom, you have a perfect business plan, but it won't work for you.
Ooh. He saw into.
He said, yeah, he and I, you know, my immediately became a little defensive. What do you mean, Bob? It won't work for me. He said, I can give you Bill Gates' business plan. It won't work for you. He says, this is the reason. He asked me about money. What's the most I've made? My business plan was a 3-year plan to make 1.5 million. Okay. In 3 years, cash flow, annual income. And you run the numbers, you do everything to do. Yeah. It would definitely work. Done. Yeah. It would work. But my relationship with my belief, am I worthy of that type of income? He asked me what the most I ever made, and I told him. He says, did you make it every year? And I said, no. He says, what have you been making the last 5 years? And I told him, in relationship to what a lot of people are making, it was pretty substantial income, you know, compared to what you call average and ordinary income out there, substantially more than that. But it was far from $100,000 a month income. A month. Okay, not a year, a month income, because that's what I needed to do. My business would do it. And he says, we're gonna change your thinking, your relationship with money. And I still have it today. And you may have heard of this, Cynthia. He says, this is what I want you to do. And I'll fire you if you don't do it. 30 straight days. You're going to change your internal belief system about your relationship with money. He says, we're going to write this, you're going to come up with, you're going to write it out, and you're going to do this every day. When you, first part of the day, you go into the bathroom, close the door, look yourself in the mirror, and read your affirmation statement out. 5 minutes, repeat it over and over again. For 5 minutes every day for 30 days. And first I said, this is ridiculous. You know, like many times people, that's first thought what Glenn Morshower taught us. Workshop, first thoughts, that's ridiculous. That's my paradigm speaking. And he says, you do it, you'll change. And this is what it is. I'm so happy and grateful now. You probably heard that statement from Bob Proctor.
Yep.
That I'm earning and creating $150,000 per year income from multiple sources of income. There's an abundant supply of people seeking exactly what I have to offer. We are being brought together by one mind. I am. And let me share with you how this worked out. The first time he did it, the first 5 minutes is like, this is, pardon me, I'm going to use color crap. This is stupid. You're looking at yourself, reading your statement out for 5 minutes over and over again. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning a minimum of $1,250. I broke it down to a smaller number, which is more relatable to that $150,000 a year when I Average never came close to that annual income. And then broke it down even smaller. So having grateful now that I'm earning and creating a monthly income of $12,500 a month from multiple sources of income.
Mm-hmm.
There's an abundant supply of money coming from people seeking exactly what I have to offer. So I did that. And then you have to close out with the I am state. I am value. These are things that were their weakness in my, what would you call it? My belief system about, am I valuable? Do I bring value to the market? Do I bring value to people? I didn't have it at a subconscious level, at a lack mentality, even in that. I am value. I am prosperous. I am powerful. Not powerful is dominating powerful, but I am wealth. I am healthy and a magnet of money and prosperity. I am the I am. It is done. I still read this daily.
Excellent.
But I did that for 30 straight days. Guess what?
It works.
It worked. Emotionally, it works. It psychologically reprograms your beliefs and your energy changes. When I first did it, was out loud. Now it would say, I'm so happy and grateful now. At the end of that 5 minutes, it had a little bit more energy. The belief system started building. At the end of 30 days, it's an emotional statement. Your tone of voice changes. Your body language changes. Now it's enrooted. This affirmation statement is rooted in my subconscious. So it was Bob Proctor that got me to believe that I'm capable of earning more. If I can earn more, I can give back to the journey to give more in resources. So I owe everything to, and you, many people that we know that have been around Bob Proctor know that I am so happy and grateful statement. Let me tell you, if you really want to change your life, study those resources. Do exactly, Bob says, do exactly as I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? That was a challenge. My ego was big. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. This is corny. Whatever those thoughts were going on, and they were tons of them. But I worked through it, and guess what? And I even had me do some writing statements. So the combination of verbal and written, this is your genius factor. Those that write outperform those that don't. And science proves that. Academia is really concerned about the young people today texting and doing their computer typing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not handwriting it.
The handwriting rewires the neurochemistry in your brain. This is, I call your genius factor. And getting me to write was, I had some learning disability. I can't even speak English, let alone write it. Come on. So.
Did you write it 100 times? I said, did you write it 100 times? I actually wrote mine.
He had me fill a notebook like that up with one statement one time, the whole book.
I stayed up till 2 a.m. the first time I did it and wrote it 100 times. Actually, I did 101 because I have a Dalmatian.
That leads me at one of his training workshops. He had us write a statement, a little short one, and do it for 15 minutes. And, write, I'm so happy and grateful now, whatever it is, and just write it. For 15 minutes. 15 minutes may not sound long, but that's a long time.
It works every day.
And guess what? We saw people just put their pens down, just sat there. Because their subconscious say, this is crazy, this is stupid. Whatever their thoughts are going on, it really puts you to challenge to do that type of work with discipline. And guess what? I want to put down my pen. Matter of fact, I started getting writer's cramp trying to write that statement over and over for 15 minutes. And I was ready to put my pen down. A lot of people did, but I stuck it through. And guess what? It was a learning lesson. I heard, like when going back to what I didn't realize this until Glenn made it. What's your first thought in any situation? It tells you exactly what your paradigm is, which direction you're going, positively or negatively. But the good thing is about if you can learn to recognize it, you can shift your thinking. And as I said, the threads of your thoughts become the garments you wear. It becomes the outcome that you seek. You think negatively, you're going to get negative results. Think positively, consistently, you're going to get positive results. Absolutely. You can't, that's the law of nature, law of thought. So I'm a big proponent of it. I've experienced it myself, and that's sort of where I am today. In my business journeys, I had some disappointments in the financial services industry. Matter of fact, at one point, I had my car repossessed.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. And I slept in my office because I couldn't afford rent. So you do what you need to do. But What's that?
Or Elon does that. Patricia Gadget says, we love the evidence-based reality, pen to paper. I love you guys.
Yeah, thank
You know,
you.
Patricia. And then Grace was saying, giving is a holy word.
Yes.
Thanks for being here. Hi, Tori. Hi, Grace. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Eric. Hi, Jeff. Anyway.
So anyway, knowing what my vision, another thing, what I learned from one of my clients, my coaching clients, he turned me on to Dr. Miles Monroe. I'm throwing these things out here because these people are they influenced my life, and I wanted to share it with other people.
Love it.
That's the giving.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Miles Monroe ran an institute in Dominican Republic. Him and his wife were killed in a plane crash going back to Dominican Republic. But he wrote a book, and he did a sermon or a speech on the power of vision. And my client was the one that turned me on to him. He says, Tom, have you ever read the book, The Power of Vision? I said, no. Do you know Dr. Miles Monroe? And I said, no. He says, I highly recommend it, because we're talking about goals. And even Glenn Morshower talks about it. Goals don't work. You got to eliminate goals.
Good job. Yes.
Got to eliminate the word goals and focus on, it's my nature to be successful. It's my nature to be loving.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes to what Dr. Miles Monroe talks about, the power of your vision. Goals may be the stepping stones, may be some process you have to go through. But if you don't have a vision, when you hear the great leaders, whether in business, politics, religion, they never talk about goals. They talk about their vision, their purpose, their why. And because they know they're going to encounter, when you have a strong enough vision, purpose, and why, it's that emotional thing that you will die for. That's where you draw the line. That's like what Art Williams, I sat on his yacht. I had an opportunity to earn a time to have personal time with Art Williams. We sat off at the coast of Georgia in his yacht. And then a yacht is like a ship. You know, it's nothing. It was like a ship to me. And he talked about the crusade. What's your crusade, Tom? He said, if you don't have a crusade, something to fight for and die for, you're going to live a life of mediocrity. You're going to live a life of complacency. And he said that, you know, he's a football coach and I'm a football guy, so I'm all jacked up. But it's over the years that these power statements that influenced me to put them to work. What is your crusade? What's your purpose? What is your why? Simon Sinek, I believe totally in Simon Sinek as well. Knowing your why. Because when the obstacles of life, and there's going to be, it could be health, it could be relationships, it could be the economy, it could be a bad business partner, it could be just about a car wreck, it could be anything. We're all going to have some obstacle to get through in life that is going to hold us back from our vision, our purpose, and our why. But when you're tied to it, those things don't hold you back. Matter of fact, sometimes they're the additional fuel to get you where you need to go. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire sometimes. When you hit rock bottom, you hit the hardest thing. Sometimes is a learning lesson. It's not a defeat. It's a learning lesson.
Yep. To get you ready.
So these are some of my life lessons, and to want to be able to give. Everything I've done that I've had success in is around giving and helping improve people's lives. The financial service, here a number of years ago, I get it out of nowhere from a past customer. I didn't even recognize his name when he emailed me until I had to think about it. He says, "You changed my life."
That's very meaningful, powerful.
Years later, 20 some years later, "You changed my life." He says, "It wasn't for you sitting me down, something he didn't want to do. He wanted to cancel the appointment, him and his wife." And I remember going back to it. He was anti-insurance, he was negative about salespeople and everything you could think about. So I got through that. They implemented a course of action. And so years later, I get that. He said, "I've been searching for you." He found me on Facebook. He said, "I've been searching for you. You made a difference in my life. If it wasn't for you, my kids wouldn't be going to college today. I'd be bankrupt. I would be flat broke. Today, you know, the principles you taught me and held me accountable to," he was just so grateful. So that's what I want to leave this world of, giving so that there's meaning in people's lives. Now, when it comes to giving to causes, like I said, I don't have critical mass, which means you have everything that you need to support anything you want financially. I'm not there. I
Yeah.
am financially free. I'm financially independent. But it isn't a Rami Albatori type of critical mass. Okay, far from it. But
Okay.
my goal is to give. So here just recently, and that's one of the things I think being an entrepreneur is many times we get so zeroed in on what they're doing, they forget there's other opportunities. When you look at the most successful people financially, they have 5 businesses as an average going at one time, 5 sources of income, 5.
Mm-hmm.
And people say, how do you do that? Well, here's why. When you got a vision and purpose, everything aligns. You don't put anything into your life that doesn't support the vision, whether it be a business enterprise, people that you bring into your life, the books you read, the hobbies you do. When you have a vision, everything aligns. Life becomes easeful. This is critical to know. Easeful, not easy. Easeful. It's easy. It's easeful when you have the right alignment of people that think with you, willing to support you and help you. Is so important. So that came from Miles Monroe, that vision and purpose. The Art Williams, to crusade. What are you willing to die for?
Mm-hmm.
You always use the example. It's pretty crude, but I'll share it with you. If I take your kid, and I got your kid in my hands, and I got a gun at his head that says, you need to go out and do X, Y, and Z, or boom, to your child. What are you going to do? One of two things, right? You're going to try to overtake that situation, probably not a good idea, or you're going to go out and do what, right? That's what are you willing to do for that cause, whatever it is. What are you willing to die for? What's the mountaintop? What's the last battle that you want to be here on this earth? And so that's Art Williams, sort of fiery, intense, like a football coach in your face type guy, which I had no problem with. But I didn't realize it until years later when I got into personal development, understanding who I was, why I thought did what I did, was because of all my paradigms and belief systems that have been reformulated. And that's my journey to giving. Hopefully I've given something tonight will help somebody out there take that next step. And maybe I should look at coaching. Maybe I should look at reading this book and studying. Maybe I should, maybe get out of my comfort zone, maybe go start a business. That's one of the things that when my podcast, Elevate Your Profits, Mark Gassert and I, is, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm psychologically unemployable, I tell people. It stimulates somebody, go after your passion. What's that thing that I call blows your hair back, makes you feel good? You can't wait to get up in the morning, and just go out and do it. Get that gives you the courage to take the risk. What you want in life takes risk. It takes courage. But we've been conditioned for complacency, normal, whatever that means, and complacency. And so if I can help somebody light that fire, throw some gas on the fire, hey, let's go. Let's go, big dog. Let's go. That's sort of my attitude. And I hear a dog barking. That's why I said, let's go, big dog.
That's Bolt. He's protecting the house for me while we're in here.
So it goes back to the journey to giving.
Yes.
I was put something in my lap from a business colleague of mine about something everybody has. Everybody has a TV. In America, 124 million households have televisions in them or more, but households, 124 million homes have TVs in them. And 70 to 80% of those families are paying for some sort of service, entertainment service. It could be their cable channels, their Hulu's, their Netflix, their sport channels, pay-per-view, whatever it is. The average family is spending $1,308 a year for their entertainment. Well, I turned off my TV 9 years ago because I saw no value in what I see on a day-to-day basis with commercials, the TV, the programs. They just didn't fill my core values. And I said, I'm not going to watch this garbage, pardon me. So, but I still recognize a marketplace in business. That's what Ramey taught as well, is how to identify a business that will work for you. So I applied what he taught me, evaluated this industry called IPTV. It's the way the industry is moving. It's going away from internet TV, cable TV, all this. They're going to streaming TV services. So he put together a company that provides all those entertainment resources in one place in the streaming platform, and created Q Streaming. But he having a heart of giving. He was a music director at one time, and he spent most of his time fundraising, selling cookies and that. He said, I want to create my next company to be usable for nonprofits to be able to share with their membership, that they can capitalize on the economic return. When he said that, it got my attention. Here, everybody has a TV. People spend tons of money. He says, and we can give them more. I love this. Give them more for half the price. Common sense tells me, take a look at it. So I looked at the service. I looked at the industry, did some research. I did my due diligence, and came to find out the space he's in is in a disruptive space. He's an innovator, and he's ahead of the curve. So he started his company on that. And so I looked at it, I says, you know what? Why don't I start a company? I just don't want to sell TV services outside my core values. I don't believe in watching TV or binge that type of stuff. So why would I go out and promote just selling a TV service? It didn't does that make sense? It's value for them, but it's no value for me. You can't sell something effectively if you don't believe in it yourself. But I do believe in this side of it. They're paying that money where I'm saving money. That's a win for them. That's good, right? But now they're saving that money. Part of the subscription is going back to the fundraising cause on a monthly basis.
Who chooses that? They choose it. Who chooses the fundraising cause?
Pardon me?
Who chooses the fundraising cause? Is the individual choosing it, or
if they're an independent sales associate, I elected to take the affiliate program, the sales position opportunity, the compensation, and turn it into a company for fundraising. And then have nonprofits introduce to their membership. Here's a great platform. It's going to save you money. You're spending that money anyway. And part of the proceeds of that subscription is supporting the parents' organization, your church ministry, or whatever it is. And so it's a win for that as well. So I looked at, hey, this is when you run the economics of this platform, the way it pays, it made a lot of sense for me personally as a business, how to leverage organizations versus onesie twosie type application in business. That's what Ramey says. Is it scalable, and can you leverage it? Can you leverage it into bigger markets? And is it scalable? Can you maintain growth long term? And I said, I looked at all those principles. That's one good thing about hanging around or changing your circle. You're getting perspectives how to evaluate things differently. So hopefully, if you want to grow, get out of the current circle. Go find another one. Go into the one that you're afraid to go approach. I guarantee you, those that are doing successful, and as you see people being successful, if their heart's in the right place, you'll know it. I learned that in Think and Grow Rich, The Power of Mastermind. You'll know it, and they're willing to help you.
So the journey to giving is this new platform that you are working.
This is sort of the story to why I created the Q Up fundraising company.
Please. Yeah.
So the product is a streaming service that nonprofits can introduce to their membership. They subscribe, they get paid monthly residual income every month. So they don't have to go out and do another shrimp feed or anything like that. They get their membership. Passive residual income. It falls right in line, all the things I've learned about in financial services and business. Find those products or services that pay you over and over in subscription-based products, consumables. That's why grocery stores will always be in business. We all need to eat, right?
Correct.
So anyway, I looked at the product. I looked at the industry, and I said, this will be a dynamite business to do enough. I've always loved creating, sort of my creative part. But so now I can fill that last thing. I don't have critical mass to give huge amounts of money. I could write little checks to organizations, but now I provide a vehicle to a nonprofit or organization that, depending on the size of their organization and the type of network they work within in their community, they can generate in probably 6 to 9 months $50,000 to $100,000 a month of residual income for that organization.
Your queue up fundraising. So,
yep.
So explain how that works.
I just introduced to the parties involved in the nonprofit, say, find out what their goals and their needs are. Say, here's a vehicle that if you introduce it to your membership, at least 50% of your people are going to probably subscribe to it. Now that gives you a cash flow in fundraising. The company Q Streaming pays that nonprofit organization a donation, tax-free donation instead of a commission. So it's tax-free to the organization. So it's just a matter of finding their needs. So I'll interview with the organization. What are their needs? What are they currently doing? Do an assessment of, do they have any talent in that organization? Somebody that has someone in marketing, understands business. A nonprofit's a business. It's just how you file your taxes. You got to run it the same way General Motors runs themselves, no matter whether you're a Cub Scout organization, baseball organization, a church group. Nonprofits, just a matter how they allocate their money determines, and their tax consequences makes them it's a business, these organizations. So I'll help assess where they at, what resources, and then show them how simple it is to roll this platform out. Matter of fact, I'm in the process right now of writing swipe copy that they could use to center their membership of why they partnered with Q and queued up fundraising, introduce the product, and then help them with newsletter content. I'm not going to write all the content, but help them recognize that's how they're get this out to the market, and help them put the right marketing information or the fundraising information on their website. There's no inventory to buy. It doesn't take a lot of people, so you're not two resources nonprofits are short of: people, capital, and money. Mm-hmm. I can't solve the people side of it, but I can definitely help them with the capital side with this fundraising platform that I'm creating. So I'm in the early stages, real early. I've got my logo designed, so that shows you where I'm at. That time I haven't got my website up yet.
Or else it'll be streaming across here, folks. So he has another website that you can reach out to him. His 180 financial coaching.
180-degree financial coaching.
There it is. Eric's got it.
So it's not only provide a product they can sell to their membership, but I want to provide some fundamental resources to help them be successful with getting to the market. So make it a win-win-win for them. So I'm in the process right now of, I've got 6 major fundraising niches I'm looking to fill. I'm looking to create a directorship or an inner circle of people that has specialty or a strong desire to serve, whether it be a faith-based community, a political organization, a social cause, youth organizations, sports organizations, other different charities, foundations. Everybody, there's a ton of them out there. Mm-hmm. Like 1.9 million nonprofits in this country.
This is going to keep you busy for the rest of your life.
Well, I can't do it myself, so I'm here's my ask out there. If it's you or you know somebody that has a strong power, desire, and passion to work in the nonprofit arena, contact me. I think I have a vehicle that is a win for them economically, because the compensation program is pretty significant. That's another thing that I recognize. Run the numbers. I can do that. A friend of mine that in 9 months is making $50,000 a month in 9 months, and I said, I know I can do that, or if not more.
Impressive numbers. And how much does the fundraising arm get?
They would,
like the church,
basically the same amount of money. As an affiliate, I make the same money as the fundraising organization makes. So if they go out and make $100,000 a month, I make $100,000 a month.
So who installs it and makes it work on the individual's TV?
It's already it's got an app, so there's no devices to install. It's all technology based. You enroll day one. You have access to your service. So there's no technical challenge. You don't need to have boxes put in. You don't have to run cables to your television. It's all streaming. You need this is the only thing you need you need an internet connection to be able to stream the content from the internet to your television or your computer. This service runs on 5 devices one time for a family. So it could be a cell phone, a tablet, a computer, and a TV. It could be a smart TV. It could be one with a Fire Stick put in it. So all the technology is seamless. It's easy. And I always tell people, if you can't figure it out, a 15-year-old that can do it in 2 minutes for you. So or somebody like Eric, right?
It's just an app. You just download an app like you would download any app.
Exactly. And you create a username and password, and you're in. You get access immediately day one, within minutes of you subscribing to what you like watching, whether it be sports, news channels, movies, 50,000 movies.
Does it have? Does it connect to like Apple, for example? Glenn Morshower's Manhunt is coming out on Friday on Apple. I don't have Apple yet, and I have to get it in order to watch this.
They have all the agreements with all the major streaming platforms out there. Be Apple, Netflix, Hulu, Roku, all of them. They got all those agreements in place, and all those channels are there. Yes.
How much is this a month, or is not out yet?
$59.99 a month.
$59.99 a month.
Yep. And the average family spending for their TV services about $120 a month. So it's a win-win, and have more entertainment channels than they're currently getting for less money. And everybody I've talked to, and I run this up against it, they go, "Holy moly, you get all that for $60?" I go, "Yep." No contracts. So you're not obligated to keep the service up for any period of time, month to month, or get tired of it. And even the subscribers, if they share it with somebody, they just check the box, agree to terms and conditions, you become an affiliate. The company will pay you for every subscription that signs off of your referral.
Is there an IT staff behind it? So if it doesn't work, they can call somebody and talk to a human, or how does that work?
We got great customer service. Yes. I've already tested it.
Yeah. I might have to test this. Can I test it for Friday so I can watch Glenn Morshower's Manhunt, where he plays the president of the United States after Abraham Lincoln gets assassinated? You guys, Friday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Glenn Morshower. So we could all sign up for this and try it out. So kill two birds.
So my real call to action is subscribers are going to come when people see the product. It's word of mouth. People would say, "What are you watching? Hey, I've run across this great service. Take a look at it." No selling. They're already paying for some sort of internet service. They can see they can get it for less and have high quality, ease of use. It will spread like wildfire by itself.
Yeah. So five in each household, up to 5, or there's additional
five devices at one time could be on the service. So the husband wants to watch Big Ten basketball. He could be watching that. The wife wants to watch a movie. The kids want to watch something on nature. They all can, on different devices, be getting those streamed right into their devices, 5 at one time, which is
person can be giving back while they watch their favorite program.
Exactly.
That sounds really, really compelling, don't you think, guys? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that's compelling and you want to try it. Let's see who's first. I think Eric B. Flor will be first.
I already talked to Eric about it, him being a pastor, being associated with faith-based.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Matter of fact, tomorrow night I'm doing an overview of the Q streaming company and the opportunity. So,
hey, Facebook user, put in your give permission to StreamYard so your names can be in there. I've got a lot of Facebook users. I don't know who to thank, but you're writing a lot of cool stuff in here, guys. I like this one. Risk and courage, not complacency. That's a good one. Yes, indeed. 20 years ago for me. Eric's going to come raid your inbox. So are you ready to go? Like if we call you and we do this thing tomorrow night, is it up and running? Can we do it? Or is there a time you need more time for it to actually? If we want to sign up and get it on our TVs, Eric and I want to sign up.
I'll send you my affiliate link.
Okie dokie. Okay. We can try this out, folks. We'll let you know if it works, how it works, how easy it works, and how we can do this and give back. Now I get to choose who to give back as an individual, or how does that part work?
No,
I'm promoting literacy and making sure everyone can swim and saving the ocean. So
you'd have to make sure that your subscription had to be subscribed to a nonprofit so that any dollars goes to that fundraiser. If you signed up and said, I agreed to terms and conditions, you'd get a commission check, and then you can do what you want with it. You can give it to me, or you can give it to a nonprofit or whatever. So it is a personal business opportunity as well. And I always like to share people that if you had 10 people that know they have TV services and they subscribed, and they know 10, you're going to make about $500 a month. And I guarantee you, if you talk to anybody, what would $500 a month do for the average family in changing how their budget is managed? Me coming from the financial arena, I tell you what, people are suffering and struggling financially today like never before. Cost, inflation, taxation, I won't get into all those, but I tell you what, people's discretionary income in the last 2 years has been eroded to zero. So that's part of my mission is, if I can help that's in financial coaching. I always showed, let's take a look at where you're spending money. Let's see if we can get your cell phone. I used to have AT&T service. I shifted over to another company. I only pay $20 a month. Same bandwidth, same everything. Why pay $80 a month when I can get it for $20? It's only a tool. I'm not tied to AT&T because I got an AT&T service or I got an iPhone. I don't care about the name of the device. Does it work for me? Does it meet my needs? And what's my price that I pay for it? And that's what I learned also studying successful people like Warren Buffett.
Mm-hmm. Yes, good example.
He's a great investor and be able to analyze business and buy and sell him and that type of thing. But his genius is this. I watched a college speech that he did, and he had everybody. He says, how many there? He's giving a commencement speech, right? He says, everybody stand up. So he had everybody stand up. How many are going to believe that in the next 5 years, you're going to be millionaires?
Yeah, definitely.
Or by the time they retire, okay? Most people sat down. They didn't believe. He says, there isn't anybody in this room with your degrees and your education, with the right mindset, by the time you're ready to retire, not 65 or 72, by 50 or 55, you all could be multimillionaires. How many believe that? Very few people believe that.
Multi sounds good. Let's go add some zeros. How about $1 billion? You can really help a lot of people with $1 billion. Patricia has an orphanage in Cambodia, as a matter of fact. She's always looking for more money.
Yeah. So anybody has a nonprofit, something they want to support, I'd be glad to see if this is the right fit for them. But anyway, he says, this is how you become a millionaire. Number one, spend less than you make. Number two, save some money. Don't worry about where to invest. You got to have some savings first before you invest. Save some money and get out of debt.
And four,
is wealth.
Give.
And then, of course, if you can give, right? If that's where your heart is. So in my financial coaching, I always like to people, we all know what to do with money, just like I shared with Warren Buffett. We all know what to do. Why don't we do it? So my financial coaching is addressed strictly on this. Behavior before numbers. What's your belief system about money and prosperity and wealth? I guarantee you most people have no concept of what wealth is and how to get there. Their mindset's not correct. That's why less than 3.5% of the American people have a net worth over $1 million. I'm in the 3.5. Was it easy? Did it come overnight? No. Did I struggle? Yes. Did I fall off the wagon? Yes, I did. But it's just through that knowledge and purpose and passion and belief did I able to get over the humps to get where I'm at today. It's not because I'm more talented than anybody else or smarter than anybody else. I do work harder than most people. That's what Ramey says. You're persistent and you work hard. I'm persistent.
Get you far, right? We're not 9 to 5ers. We're 24/7, whatever it takes.
That's it. So
there's no tired when you've got passion.
Yeah. So, behavior before numbers. Change your behaviors and the success you're looking for will be there. So that's my journey to giving. Hopefully I gave something tonight that you can take to the bank. And I talk not to the physical bank, but the bank of hope, bank of faith, and bank of trust. Trust yourself.
And that little voice down in your gut that says you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. Intuition. Intuition is a big deal.
It's really, really powerful.
Yeah.
So do you want to do your quote again? Because I love the threads. The
threads of your thought become the garments you wear. Look around you. Those are the threads those are the clothes you're wearing.
The threads
the house you live in, the car you drive in, the clothes you wear. Those are the garments you wear. This is your environment. As Glenn Bill, you know who Glenn Bill is?
A sports guy.
Yeah. He's a football coach, he's a real estate guy, but he's got the not gratitude works, but attitude, ABCs of attitude.
ABCs of attitude. Eric says expectation is the ultimate superpower.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, back to Bill.
We need to there's something else with expectation.
Okay.
Action.
Action. If there's nothing without action.
Exactly. You got to take action.
Yeah. You can't lay there and go, I wish I had $1 billion. I wish I had $1 billion and manifesting $1 billion. No, baby. You got to pull up those big girl panties and go get it.
That's it. So.
Oh, Tom, you've been absolutely delightful. We love all the insights. Everyone, you sparked your interest. We're going to run Tom's email across here, his www.180degreefinancialcoaching.com. You can look out for his new one on Queue Up Fundraising, and we can all try this, and we'll let you know. Think about your favorite charities. Think about the legacy you want to leave behind. And thank you so much, Tom.
God bless you. Thank you. It was an honor to be here.
And then we have our little closing thing. We go, you are amazing. I am amazing. We are amazing. All together now. You are amazing.
You are amazing.
I am amazing.
I am amazing.
We are amazing.
You are amazing.
Yes. Woohoo. Go out and be amazing. Thank you.
Okay. Good night now, everybody.
Bye, Tori. Thank you. Amazing. Bye, Eric and Grace and Patricia and Matt. And I can't see the rest of the names on here, but I really appreciate you being on, the Facebook user and the Facebook user and the Facebook user and the Facebook user. And Grace Cavalera, poet, 92 years old, still working. She's got 27, 28, 29 books. She's amazing. She has a podcast. She just gave a speech over in the Eastern Shore for like 8,000 people. The woman is a dynamo. She's inspiration for me. And she says, giving is a holy word. And Jeff Zorino, thank you. Thank you for being here. Love you guys.